I really wanted to give you some design tips today. This room is a blank canvas, and so we started with the paint color. That is a Benjamin Moore Revere Pewter. It's kind of a grayish, a little bit gray, a little bit beige, but it can morph to whatever you want. And then with that, we redid this fireplace and added the stone. This was original, this molding. And then we chose a floor that had multiple colors in it. This is Cortec, it's a luxury vinyl plank. It has the grays, beige, taupe, kind of anything. So when designing, I'm going to show you how to put this room together and how you can mix and match pieces and anchor with layering. So our first anchor piece was this entertainment center. So it's great because it houses some accessories. Also the TV just kind of goes away. Now I want to start this room with the rug, and the rug is going to have a lot of color. I had some other options to choose from, but I chose this real silk rug, handmade. Has a lot of color in it. So you can see it has a black background, a little bit of turquoise, mauve, blue. This is an heirloom piece, and you'll notice it has a more formal feel to it, but as we start layering some of the pieces, you're going to find that this room is going to end up not feeling as formal, but family friendly. So we made this house with an open floor plan. It's been remodeled, we knocked out a wall, so it is open to the kitchen, and trying to figure out what configuration to put the furniture and the focal point. For me, I'm choosing the fireplace as a focal point versus the entertainment center because it's really all about the warmth and comfort. Additionally, with the large windows and out the back, it has some beautiful trees, so we want to highlight that. So in that thought process, we're going to look at where to place the chairs. So step one, I'm going to put a chair and ottoman over in this side. Again, notice how we're mixing materials. This is a stripe. It's actually a French ticking type of stripe. So that brings a casual element to the formal rug. And then placing the ottoman. There. Now we've got to have this corner. What to do with that? It has the double windows, so I chose a large barrel wing chair. It's a wing chair is an old-fashioned style, but very updated with this modern line, and textural fabric too. So it has burlap, some mixed fabric here, and then I added this wonderful pillow from the Linen Gallery, and it kind of mimics the floral pattern that's in the rug, just to give it a pop of color. And then with this open floor plan, I did not want to have a very high back sofa. Wanted to keep it very low profile. This sofa is a Chesterfield style. It's all tufted, and it has beautiful detail on here. Again, this kind of mimics the floral motif that's in the rug. But being in a natural linen fabric, it has a lot more casual elegance. And we're going to anchor the feet, just the front feet, on this rug. So the whole piece is not on the rug, just the front feet. And you'll have to play with it a little bit, after you get everything in place. And we'll be adding some pillows and kind of layering this effect. So now that we have some large anchor pieces in the room, we're going to bring in the coffee table. And the coffee table is kind of industrial. So it has reclaimed wood, iron elements. Again, we're going to be placing that on a more formal piece. And you've got a traditional style sofa with linen that makes it more casual. You have a traditional style chair with contemporary lines. So just mixing it up, and let's see how it's all going to come together. Now we're going to to start placing some occasional tables or a side table or a side element. So the examples I have here, this is a newer piece. It does have a more traditional, kind of Italian iron feel to it. This is an antique piece. It's about 100 years old. It was my grandmother's. And this was made from reclaimed wine barrel wood and a decorative jug inside. So now what do we do with it? So Lisa, can you help me? Take that one off the phone. So now each guest has a little place to put their beverage. Well, shelves are always a problem. People always ask, how do I arrange them? And bookcases. Well, make it interesting. You don't have to have a book on every shelf. I mean, empty space is nice. So with this, I'm using, actually, this is a bottle, empty bottle of wine from the Bertani Vineyards in Italy. I went when my son lived in that area. Oh man, it's been about 15 years ago. And I got this really cool little wine holder. So this has a lot of sentimental value to me, so I didn't want to throw it away. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that piece. But because it's dark and I'm putting it up against a dark piece, I'm gonna accent with this light botanical. To make my little memory wine bottle pop out. And then I have some antique books, again, from my family. Thank you. And that's how I'm going to anchor this area, is with the books. And same thing, you know, I love this little armillary piece. I got it at a store in Illinois that I love, that went out of business. And this one actually was from here in Omaha, another store that is no longer, so I just loved it and I wanted to be able to remember that. So it has a little bit of lighter background, so I'm going to anchor my dark piece with the light behind it. And then at the bottom, I don't know, just this silver thing I found at an antique store, loved it. It's pretty formal, kind of funky, has little dragons on it. But placed in a more casual atmosphere, it just adds some sparkle. So now we're going to finish some of our layering techniques. I love real plants, so I encourage them. If you don't have a green thumb, you can use artificial, but try some green plants. And that's all it takes, this cute little pot, green plant, put it right there on that table. Same with the coffee table. We've got a tray with some decorative elements. Our real plant, kind of architectural piece. And a friend of mine, she worked in Portugal. She gave this to me. Again, this is like 25 years old, but super cute. Works there. And then over here, top it off with a fresh plant. Well, you can never have enough pillows. And they really add character and charm to any chair or sofa. So I'm going to layer. Again, it's all about layering. Give it a little chop. And notice this open pattern, and then I'm going to mix that with a closed pattern. Now it's not matchy-matchy, but it works because we have similar color, and I don't have two open patterns. So I have an open and I have a closed pattern. And this one, we're going to put right over here. And just notice how much life, just a little Celtic symbol pillow adds to that striped chair. So we're going to finish this room with the focal point. We talked about that in the beginning. The focal point is the fireplace. I really want to draw attention to that. This picture I purchased in Illinois at an art studio. It's a reproduction of an Italian artist, but I just fell in love with it. I thought she was beautiful, unassuming. I loved the little ceramic pots on there, and it just adds that casual vibe to it. So I would say this space kind of turns out like a cottage. It has eclectic mix. It has some English, it has some French, it has some Italian, and a little bit of American history. Okay. So I'm just going to lean it so I don't put a hole in my trim mold. And these are actually from the late 1800s. They were my grandmother's. I love the way that these work with this little pot in there. And then in front of the fireplace, I wanted to add some extra seating and color and texture. So animal prints are a neutral. So I just had this cute little leopard print. Ottomans, they're slip covers. I can take it on or off. Now we can just cozy up by the fireplace.